So hello and once again welcome to another battle between myself and Hurt. This time I am playing the Arveni, I think? I don't know, I decided I was going to pick some generic barbarian swine and see how I could do. I kind of hate using barbarians, so this was a little bit of a change. Hurt, meanwhile, is using the Spartans here. Start with him this time. He has Citizen and Tarentine Cavalry in pairs on his flank. Some Royal Spartans, which right off the bat I assume are going to be a pain in the ass, along with some Spartan hoplites. Fantastic beards, of course. I think you can tell how elite a Spartan is by how awesome their beard is. These guys are slightly less awesome. Ew. Yeah, very Greek. Look at the nose. Anyhow. And then he also has the usual mix of archers and peltasts. So right off the bat, he's trying to be sneaky. He's moving his citizen cavalry and his Tarentine cavalry into the woods here, but I've already seen them. He started moving them while I could see them, so not particularly useful. So I send in my heavy horse. While they make their way over there, which they take a long-ass time to do. Heavy cavalry is apparently very slow. I'll look over what I got. Majority, spear nobles here in the middle. Guys with cool hats. They have birds on their hats. That's weird. And then 2 units on each flank of Oath-sworn swordsmen. More birds. Anyhow, my general idea is to engage them. Well, hold on. What happened here is a citizen cavalry had lined up here in the woods and were just kind of sitting still, and my guys charged right into them. Despite the fact that I came in with a clear advantage, you know, I hit them in the side, charged them, did everything right, it's still a fairly even battle. Other than the initial losses from the charge, you know, it keeps more or less even despite what the status says. Meanwhile, I send my general chasing after his Tarentine cavalry, because I figure I don't have to worry about them in a melee fight. So that continues to happen on the flank. So yeah, bunch of relatively high-stat spears in the middle, which are intended to just kind of get stuck in with their hoplites and pikemen and keep them occupied, while my swords, these guys, and my heavy horse come around the back and hopefully can get them to break, although Spartans don't break easily, even if you do hit them from behind, so I wasn't really sure how this was going to turn out. And finally, with only about 10 or 11 casualties difference between them, his citizen cavalry starts to break. And I also finally caught up with his Tarentine cavalry. I hate skirmishing cavalry, so I like to just get rid of it whenever possible. And of course they're no match for my general in melee. Meanwhile, on the right flank, got a little something going on. Looks like I sent my heavy after his other unit of citizen cavalry, but it's going a lot worse for me this time, because he has his Tarentines to support them and just kind of chuck flaming spears into me. Not going well. So I'm rapidly bringing up some Oath-sworn in support. And they just barely get there in time to stop my heavy cavalry from routing. Meanwhile, the spears, the javelins, they return. So I send in my other unit of spear nobles to chase them off. At this point, things are starting to devolve a little bit, so I've approached with the rest of my army to start sticking it to them. Thankfully, I won the battle here. Their citizen cavalry's routing, so I can finally concentrate my units.
Run, curse you! Move it!
Right off the bat, you'll notice that my heavy horse and noble horse are moving in to the rear. So I'm going to start the process of hooking in behind him, even before I even approach with my spear noble. Here we've engaged with his Spartan pikemen, but they don't seem to be in phalanx formation. I don't know if I just caught them moving or what. They've been surrounded and things aren't going well. And his Tarentine cavalry persist in irritating the heck out of me. And he finally broke my heavy horse here. So here we go. My spears are approaching. You can get a sense of my targets. I didn't really need to go one-on-one with all of his units. I just needed to get in close and engage, keep them occupied. I also had war dogs, which I forgot to bring up, so they're coming. His heroes of Sparta are gonna do work. And so this unit's now engaged. I do a little rerouting. Alright, so his front line is successfully engaged. Meanwhile, in the back, I finally cornered his Tarentine cavalry. One of the biggest annoyances. And here I am moving in with my Oathsworn, which for some reason I send straight into his pikemen. Another unit of Noble Horse, and another unit of Oathsworn. Looks like I released the dogs too. Go, puppies! Go! Now, normally, war dogs would not be terribly effective if they hit an unoccupied unit, but since they're preoccupied fighting off these spear nobles, they do pretty good, and they're just eating into the flank of these Spartan hoplites. I could just watch that all day. Meanwhile, his flank, his left flank, I guess it's his right, has totally collapsed. So that frees up a whole lot of my units to start the process of coming in behind the remaining units that are still fighting. I mean, this single unit of spear nobles held off 3 Spartan hoplite units, and 2 of which were Royal Spartans, I think. All because they were fighting frontally and the dogs were just chewing up the sides. Pretty impressive. Meanwhile, over here, Spartans surrounded. That's pretty much all she wrote. These units aren't going to hold up long as soon as the rest of my units come in from behind. all his units have routed. I'd say this battle, of all the ones that I've played against him, is unique in that it's the first one where I won because I actually used strategy as opposed to him doing something silly, like charging into my pikes or something. Basically, he did everything right. He kept his guys in formation for the most part, and he tried to skirmish with his skirmishing cavalry. But ultimately, I was able to get in around him, and couldn't really stop me. He just didn't have the mobility to do it. And as a result, you have nice little neat rows of dead Spartans and a bunch of happy barbarians. So yeah, there we go.